Okay, the second thing we need to do once we've got the ideas is to give us some indication of dimensions or sizes. So what we've got here is if we imagine that an A4 piece of paper is 210 by 297. Remember, our card needs to be an A6 folded card. So if we were to have this for A5, so if we look at A5, so to create, if that's an A4 document again, if we're going to, A5 is 210, so you're kind of splitting it across here. A5 is 210 by 148. It should be 0.5, but not many people refer to it as 0.5, so it's 148. This is A5. So our card is going to be split down the middle. So for an A6 card, it's going to be 148, and the width of it is going to be 105 for A6. So using those dimensions, you can try and anticipate how big some of the component parts are going to be on there. So you can either dimension your 3D drawing or you can dimension your 2D drawing, but I'd like you to use BSI conventions. So if we're going to use those like we did with our orthographic drawings, if let's say this is going to be our A6 card here, that means that this dimension here is going to be 148. So we can put our leader lines going off it so they don't touch the object. We've then got a dimension line which connects the two leader lines. We've got our arrowheads which are long and thin and coloured in. And then we normally sit in millimetres the unit on the top there. If I'm then trying to work out how big this panel might be, I might dimension this to give me an idea. So if I do my leader lines again, I'm going to draw or connect them up with a long arrow head. If I then draw in here my arrowheads, long and thin and coloured in, and then we're going to then position our dimensions to the left of that line. So the dimensions for this one are going to be 105. So we're going to put 105 on here. So then if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at proportionately to that 105 measurement. I might say this particular part here, I'm going to put my leader lines, dimension line, and then I've got my arrowheads. I might want it to go halfway up, so I might say this is going to be 50 millimeters, which is this part here. So I could even relate that with a unit, so I know that this bit here, again, if I'm going to dimension this one, I've got my leader lines, dimension line, I can put my arrowheads in here, and I can put that dimension here. So I've got 50. So just try to anticipate what sizes it might be in relation to the fact that it's going to be A6 for the overall card. It doesn't matter if it's wrong later on. The whole idea is that you make a model to test those dimensions further down the design process. Okay, so could you ever go at doing that?